want to play this clip from The Five of Jesse Waters, which is kind of horrifying.
These aren't fringe people. These are people that are teaching your children celebrating Charlie Kirk being assassinated. These are neurologists. These are people who work at Fortune 500 companies. And they're sounding like the devil himself. And so these people, we don't have to tolerate. We can forgive, but they have to get on their knees and they have to beg for forgiveness. They have to repent.
The important thing right here is we're talking about the radicalization. Do you want to go to a hospital where the nurse was cheering for the death of Charlie Kirk? You show up and you've got like an American flag tattoo, or maybe you've got "We the People" on your arm, or, "Join or Die" tattooed.
Go to a place where they potentially hate you.
And you go to a place where there's a woman working in there and she said these people should die. I'm not going to let that person give me any kind of shot or IV or anything.
Well, that's why it's so strange that this is a wedge issue, because it's like generally in any, like you were saying earlier, in any workplace, if someone's really excited that someone died, they would get fired for that. Like that, that has been the standard.
No
for a very
brainer
long
for
time.
all of employment history. It's not like this isn't a new cancel culture for the right thing. This is just common sense, mate. They call it, what do they call it? Accountability culture now. Consequence culture. That's what they call it.
That's what the left has always called it. But I think the more worrying thing is to stop and consider teachers, doctors, lawyers, executives, Secret Service agents, people in the military cheering for a political assassination against an individual who was a moderate. That is the terrifying reality that we're dealing with. The radicalization. Look, every conservative knows I'm not a conservative. Every liberal will call me far right. If a moderate, middle-of-the-road centrist, liberal leaning in certain areas, conservative in some areas, if a moderate is far right, y'all, you got targets on your back.
Yeah, you're a problem, mate. Yeah. No tolerance, What a tolerant group of people, mate.
And now there's this lie where if you go on networks like Threads or Blue Sky, everyone's ignoring Threads, by the way, but Threads is really bad.
I went on as soon as the news dropped. I was like, please. I actually went on Threads just as an experiment because I was distraught. I was actually out with a coffee and I actually heard people. I was with my girl and you heard people on laptops. In the afternoon, there's all these, paper pushers on their laptops or whatever. They're all, I'm a writer, I'm a journalist, I'm an A&R, I'm in Nashville. So you get all these music industry people, mate. In the corner, these two girls, blue hair, looking like freaks, mate. No offense, whatever. Cool if you like blue hair, but honestly, I think it's disgusting. In the corner, you hear them go, "Oh my God, Charlie Kirk." You could hear it. And they're like, "Oh my God, oh my God." They're like jumping around. Yeah. And that's the first interaction that I saw about it. Made me sick. My girl was crying. My manager and his wife are crying. First thing I did, I'm like, let me check Threads as an experiment to see if this is a common thing that I'm witnessing, or these are just two fucked up people at the coffee shop. Mate, I've never been on Blue Sky. I don't know. It was disgusting. Actually disgusting. Rest in piss or whatever they say, mate.
Threads is insane. I don't think people realize that there's no middle ground anymore.
No.
I just pulled my Threads app right now, and the first thing I see is someone saying Charlie Kirk was a weirdo. He advocated for the inherent inferiority of certain social groups at a time where hate crimes and discriminatory legislation were on the rise. It's just the whole thing. And then there are some conservatives trying to push back, but it's just a flood of liberals celebrating it. The funny thing is when they said, there was a viral post on Threads that said, "You mean there's a group that is further far right than Charlie Kirk," with a bunch of exclamation points? Because their lie they were pushing was that Nick Fuentes got Charlie Kirk killed, which is absolutely insane, by the way, fake. And Axios is even debunked.
It's ridiculous.
But it was because they needed an excuse to say, we're the good guys. But Greg Gutfeld exploded on Jessica Tarlov on The Five today. And he was like, the reason you need to lie is because you're starting to realize you're not the good guys. And they're not. They're the villains. They cheer for the villains in movies. They made the orcs. They tried to make the orcs into good guys.
They ruined the orcs, mate. They just ruined the orcs.
They did.
Straight up. They ruined my orcs, Do
you see the show?
Yeah, they ruined orcs. I can't believe you could ruin orcs. They're like one of the most steady character archetypes of all time. They're disgusting beasts. They're like, let's give them thoughts and feelings of shit. It's like, no, dude.
They're poor families that are scared of humans.
These poor orc families that kill people.
Real. And it's funny because it's the meme where it's the Battle of Helm's Deep. Who can, if you don't know what that is, too bad, you're not enough. Anyway, it's a big battle in Lord of the Rings. And
battle, bro.
the battle. And you see, I think it's like, I don't know, it shows Gandalf talking to Aragorn or whatever, and he's like, well, let them in. Don't be racist.
What?
When he's like, the orcs are here at the gates. It's like, well, let them in. Don't be racist.
Let him in. I don't believe in borders, so let him in.
Right.
I also want to say, like, I believe these cults exist, but I also don't want to discount this idea of accelerationism and things that our government has done over the years, whether it's Operation Gladio, Condor, the years of lead that they might have participated in Italy. And I think there's these forces beyond just the foot soldiers on the ground that want to hasten the end times and collapse society. And that's what I see a lot of this. Whether or not they're actually behind this, I think they take advantage of these tragedies and they want to bring us to the end.
Well, the only thing separating these atomized, shooters and the people that are celebrating is that the people celebrating just have something to lose. Because fundamentally, they have the same ideology, this ideology of death. The only thing separating them from these executives or teachers or whatever is those are people that have something to lose. But we're dealing with the same ideology across the board here, from the atomized cultist shooter and your doctor.
You can get away with much
celebrating.
more when you're homeless and you're unemployed. Living in
Right.
the basement. You can say whatever you like, but the teacher, I can't believe people. I just honestly can't believe people are so confident right now. Like, we live in a confidence hellhole. I think, I grew up in Australia where it's like, if you're too confident, you get smacked on the back of the head. It's like, calm down, mate, all that. But nowadays, you see people on social media. They are so confident in their anonymity. So I'm a bit dyslexic, but mate, they're so confident in the fact that they don't think they'll be seen, that they're cheering for death. They're a nurse. Or I saw this woman saying she was a childcare worker. She said, you know what? Fuck the kids. Oh, he's a father. Well, fuck the kids, fuck the wife. It's like, bitch, you work as a childcare worker with your name on your Facebook and you got your place of work right there. They instantly sacked her, obviously. Yeah. But I can't believe people have the audacity, mate. I would never, If I was working at McDonald's, I'd be too afraid to lose my job. I'm like, please, no, I'm a good boy,
Their ideology means more to them.
Chicken burger, mate. I like that reference, bro.
Yeah.
That's their whole identity, though.
Yeah.
It's a religion.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's strange.
So it's more than their jobs, more than anything. It's like they are virtue signaling to their death cult that we accept this.
They
They
think
get a little taste of martyrdom if they get fired.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Exactly.
They legitimately like this is not a LARP. This is not a bit. They legitimately think they're fighting fascism.
Well, I like that point you said, like role-playing martyrdom.
Yeah.
You look at that, even in the protests, they're wearing the little scarves on their head, the kafirs or whatever, trying to look like the warrior. Kind of, it's almost like what's that movie? The Scottish dude, fight for our freedom.
Braveheart.
Highlander.
Braveheart, mate. Like that's what it
Highlander's
feels like.
Braveheart.
It feels like a fake attempt to kind of feel like that. And you look at them, they're a bunch of like 5 foot tall, mentally ill, scrawny losers, and they're like, "We are warriors," and they're like getting taken away from the cops. They're like, "Take my video." It's like ever since the George Floyd, it's been there's been some kind of like this feeling of just prestige that comes with getting arrested or being a martyr or being a moron. And I just look at it, I just don't know. I feel like the whole world's in like a state of shock right now that I haven't snapped out of yet. I haven't snapped out of the shock, just going, how can these people be doing this? I don't know about you guys, but I haven't snapped out of it. Like most people just like still struggling to find words.
Yeah.
And I don't even know, mate. It's just
hard to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Your
So
brain's just
the-
going and going.
The next crazy thing, too, we'll just mention it briefly. I don't need to pull anything up for this, is the people who are posting within a day, Israel did it. Israel killed Charlie Kirk.
That's comedy, though.
And
they're lying.
with
plane thing.
So I will say this. Candace Owens, her live stream from 2 hours ago, is titled, "They Are Lying About Charlie Kirk." And it's a picture of Netanyahu. She has several viral posts where she said in the lead up to his assassination, or at some point, he had rejected money from Netanyahu and that he was fearful of the Israel lobby and feared that they would kill him if he didn't do what they said, or something to that effect. And all I can say is, knowing, I'm not going to pretend like, I hung out with Charlie every single day or anything like that. I've heard nothing of the sort. I will just say that I reached out to several people and denied every single step of it. Like, it's just plumb psychotic. It's just fake. It's completely fake. Now, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why they would lie to me about that. I also don't know why Candace would make a video with a picture of Bibi Netanyahu titled, "They Are Lying to Us About Charlie Kirk," and then say that Charlie was scared of Israel. Or Ian Carroll, who posted shortly after, he had a viral tweet where he said within 24 hours, everyone figured out who did it. It was Israel. Of course, none of it makes any sense. They made these videos where they show Charlie Kirk talking to Ben Shapiro about genocide in Gaza. And it was a typical podcast layup where Charlie said to Ben, what would you say to someone who called what's going on in Gaza a genocide? And then Ben answers. They then zoom in on Ben's face and play music to make it seem like Charlie Kirk had become critical of Israel. He had not. Charlie, in fact, was making videos where he brought young Gen Z men in to debate them on why Jews in Israel were good and why he supports Israel. So this narrative that's emerged is the weirdest thing ever. Maybe it's for clicks. Maybe it's because people have Israel derangement syndrome. I don't know. All I can say is this. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just some guy. When I saw Candace Owens and Ian Carroll posting about it, I reached out to several people because we are directly connected to all of them. We've been on TPUSA stage 3 times in the past 3 years, which requires heavy coordination to bring a show, transport, crew, and all of that stuff. Not only that, we are friends with tons of people who work with TPUSA directly coming on this show almost every other day or routinely. And it's just been patently denied by everyone as a fake, fabricated story made up. And so I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. I don't know Candace Owens that well either. I don't know why she would make it up. It's weird.
Yeah.
I think it's just not true. I trust my friends, and I have no reason to believe that the people I know who are saying that never happened, this is fake, would lie to me. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.